Hello and welcome to Recyclist. It's February 21st, 2025. I'm your host, Eric Provost, and this is your roundup of the week's biggest stories from the world of waste, gas, and energy, presented by Diamond Scientific. First things first, and as always, let's take a quick look at the stock market and 5 stocks on the move this week within the world of waste, gas, and energy. As of February 21st, 2025, Evergy Incorporated is currently sitting at $68.19 per share. Clean Energy Fuels Corp is now up to $2.81 per share. Opal Fuels Incorporated has reached $2.92 per share. NextEra Energy now sits at $71.53 per share, and Black Hills Corp is now at $56.76 per share. But first up in the news, the American Biogas Council recently released new data showing that 2024 was another record year for the industry. In the 12 months ending in December, 125 new biogas projects came online, representing over $3 billion in new U.S. investments. New projects in 2024 exceeded new projects in 2023 by 17%, while total investment in these projects increased by 40% compared to investment in projects opened the previous year. Last year's new projects brings the total number of biogas facilities in the U.S. to nearly 2,500. These facilities produce nearly 1.4 million standard cubic feet per minute of biogas, the raw fuel that's refined into renewable natural gas. And up next, in wastewater, Elon Musk's xAI is currently planning an $80 million wastewater treatment plant to service a supercomputer in Memphis, Tennessee. They are building what they claim is the world's largest ceramic membrane bioreactor, which will be able to use wastewater to cool the Colossus supercomputer. Elon Musk's startup is working with Filtech, a German company that specializes in providing ceramic membranes that can be used to filter dirty water, to develop the water treatment plant at the site in Tennessee. As noted, the project will cost $80 million and be built on a 13-acre site that xAI is set to acquire from the city council. When finished, the facility is expected to process 49.2 million liters of dirty water per day. And next, following the withdrawal of guidance on the use of biomethane certificates in the Greenhouse Gas Protocol, over 144 companies and trade associations from around the world have issued a public joint letter to the governance bodies of the GHG Protocol, calling for the key role of market-based instruments to be recognized in the protocol's Scope 1 inventory. The GHG Protocol is the world's leading standard for measuring and managing greenhouse gas emissions, widely used by businesses, governments, and organizations globally. It provides a framework for tracking, reporting, and reducing emissions. Its influence shapes corporate climate strategies and drives accountability in emission reduction efforts. Led by the Anaerobic Digestion and Bioresources Association, the Coalition for Renewable Natural Gas, Eurogas, the European Biogas Association, and the World Biogas Association, the signatories represent economic operators globally responsible for the production, trading, and consumption of renewable gaseous fuels and their derivatives. They underline the urgent need for a climate reporting framework that provides rules and certainty for investment in their sectors. And up next, Canadian renewable natural gas company Anaergia has signed a letter of intent to supply JGC Holdings Corporation with technology and equipment for a renewable natural gas project in Japan. The agreement includes Anaergia's advanced feedstock pretreatment solution, high-efficiency anaerobic digestion technology, and digestate management systems. JGC will leverage Anaergia's technology to create a facility capable of handling 2 different waste streams. It is set to process more than 56,000 tons per year of cow manure and 5,000 tons per year of food waste. The facility will be supported through Anaergia's subsidiary in Singapore. And just a reminder, Recyclist is brought to you by Diamond Scientific, an industry leader in gas analysis, instrumentation, and solutions. Make sure to visit them online at diamondsci.com. That's diamondsci.com, or you can even set up a personalized presentation by calling 321-223-7500. Now on with the news. The Coalition for Renewable Natural Gas just sponsored the introduction of a new biogas bill in California. This past week, State Senator Timothy Grayson introduced California Senate Bill 377, legislation that modifies the state's renewable natural gas procurement framework and authorizes utilities to recover costs associated with RNG interconnection investments. The RNG Coalition considers this bill a top priority as it directly impacts the expansion and affordability of in-state RNG projects. Sam Wade, the RNG Coalition's Vice President of Public Policy, said, quote, California's leadership on climate policy requires action to ensure clean energy solutions are both viable and affordable. This bill is a critical step in ensuring that renewable natural gas can compete on a level playing field and deliver emissions reductions at scale across California and across North America. End quote. And up next, according to a recent news release, Edmonton, Alberta-based construction firm PCL Construction and engineering company Stantec have won a $121 million fixed-price design-build contract for the Southeast Treatment Plant Biogas Utilization Project in San Francisco. PCL, whose U.S. headquarters are in Denver, expects to complete construction of the project in early 2027. Stantec, also based in Edmonton, is acting as lead designer on the build and is underway with the full-scale design of the facility. PCL said the project would reduce emissions and support the city's renewable energy goals. The system consists of state-of-the-art gas conditioning and separation processes, which will prepare the renewable natural gas for injection into the existing gas pipeline. PCL's Vice President Richard Hewitt said, quote, We're excited once again to collaborate with the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission and Stantec on a project that not only advances sustainability, but also delivers long-term value to the community. End quote. And heading back to California for just a minute, renewable natural gas company Amethyst Incorporated recently announced that cumulative revenues generated by their ethanol plant in California just passed $2 billion. Located near Modesto, California, the Amethyst Keys ethanol plant has been operating since 2011, delivering more than 768 million gallons of ethanol to the California market and 5.2 million tons of wet distiller's grain that has fed more than 100,000 dairy cows at 80 dairies as a lower-cost, high-value animal feed. In addition to ethanol and distiller's grain, the plant has also delivered 144 million pounds of distiller's corn oil, primarily used as animal feed and commonly used as a feedstock to produce renewable fuels. And lastly, going from one facility that just hit $2 billion in revenue to one that just made its first deliveries. Green Gas USA and Darling Ingredients recently announced the first renewable natural gas deliveries from a project located at Darling Ingredients' rendering facility in Dublin, Georgia. The project leverages Darling Ingredients' on-site wastewater streams to upgrade biogas to pipeline-quality RNG, reducing Scope 1 emissions while creating a new revenue stream for the company. Darling Ingredients Chairman and CEO Randall Stewey said, quote, This is another example of how Darling Ingredients is challenging the waste mindset by taking methane from one of our wastewater treatment plants and turning it into a revenue stream. It's a solution that benefits the planet by reducing emissions while also supporting our business by creating value from waste and reinforcing our commitment to sustainability, because what's good for the environment is good for people and progress. End quote. And that will do it for your February 1st, 2025 news roundup brought to you by Recyclist, a registered trademark of Diamond Scientific. I've been your host, Eric Provost, and we will see you back here next time for another brand new episode of Recyclist. Thank you.